recovering. Good.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming. This is the Board of Selectmen regular meeting, Monday, May 11th, 2026, starting at 6 p.m. here at the Town Hall, 108 Main Street in Falls Village, Connecticut, in person on Zoom. Before we start the meeting, probably most of you would know that I wouldn't miss this. This is the beginning of National Police Week from May 11th to May 17th. And if any of you have ever been to the National Law Enforcement Monument down in Washington, D.C., you know over 24,000 names are etched on that wall. I just would like to take a quick moment of silence, if we could, for those over 24,000 names that are on that wall. As one of the people who put together the wall and the monument, Vivian and A. Cross, said, "It's not how these officers died that made them heroes. It's how they lived." Thank you. Some additions to the agenda, and I'll take them one by one. 7H. We received a $5,000 $5,000 active transportation micro grant. The check was in the mail today. 7I. Monday, May 25th, the Memorial Day Parade will be presenting the Community Service Award and Volunteer of the Year Award. 7J, the transfer station report that has been added. I will have a copy for you, Patty.
Okay.
And 10B, the restoration of funds to the non-recurring capital fund in a sum of $50,000 from the proceeds upon the sale of 35 Railroad Street. And we will talk about that, and we'll refer to, if we agree on it, the two selectmen who are here, we'll send it forward to the Board of Finance.
I have two additions too.
Please.
Approval,
Are they under?
they would be under 5C and 5D, receiving February 26th treasurer's report and receiving March 26th tax collector's report. I'd like to make sure we get those. I would have a chance to vote in the affirmative for both of them.
Okay. All right, I'll take a motion to add those items.
So,
Second, all in favor?
okay, so
Aye. Opposed? Contrary minded? Thank you. Public comment.
I have one. Which one want to go first? It's about the policy. And I know this has been talked about all over town, but we have personnel policy relating to insurance, holidays, vacations, sick time, all of that. It's available to those who are scheduled to work 40 hours a week, which pretty much limits it to the highway department. And 25 years ago, when I was on the Board of Finance, that was the intent. We do not have any ordinances that say any role gets health insurance. Joey, the town clerk's ordinance says it is up to the Board of Selectmen to determine. We don't have an ordinance that says she gets it or he gets it, whoever. It says it's up to the Board of Selectmen. The treasurer's ordinance, there is nothing in it relating to insurance or benefits of any kind. That is also up to the policy. If you look at what we have for a policy, which is poorly written, every HR person I know has said the same, but it is valid in its standing. Any violations of that are discriminatory and do go against fair labor laws. It's a hell of a mess. And before any budget is passed this year, that has to be taken care of. We need a policy in this town before the budget vote, and the budget reflects those numbers. Or you're putting the town in a very litigious circumstance that could have cost a ton of money.
If I may answer that,
You can,
okay. There will not be a policy by the time we need to vote on the budget. I'm being quite transparent about that because, and I'll leave that to the Board of Finance to talk about this later this evening. But the fact of the matter is, we need to put together a cogent policy. I am working with, an updated cogent policy, okay, along with an updated cogent employees handbook. We are currently working on that with town council.
may I follow up real quick?
Please do.
This has been a concern since Henry's time. It is, I've sat right here at that table when it was discussed on how unfair it is from other employees that were here. And to put it on the Board of Finance to pass a budget that doesn't have a policy in place to reflect what you're expecting the taxpayers to take out of their wallet and pay is wrong. It is not up to the Board of Finance to do policy or put that policy in place and hold it, follow it. That's, sorry, Dave, but that's you.
No need for apologies. I know that we do need that cogent policy. And I'm not denying it, okay? But we are, in fact, addressing it. Thank you.
Mhm.
One on Zoom, Patty, for,
No.
okay. Okay. Approval of pending minutes. I suggest that we table April 13th, 2026, because I was not here
Okay.
for that meeting.
Yep.
So I'll take a motion to table that particular one.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I want to thank everyone who asked about my wife's new knee. Thank you. That was the day of surgery. April 20th, 2026, special meeting minutes. I'll take a motion.
Move to accept.
Second.
Second. Go ahead.
Second. All in favor? Aye. April 27th, 2026, special meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
April 30th, 2026, special meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. You want to, you penciled in the
C and D, A and B.
Okay, A and B, I'll go through then.
I would make a motion to table those two until we have.
Just table A and B.
A and B.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. C and D.
C would be February 2026. I move to
Receive.
February 2026 Treasurer's Report.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
And D would be I move to receive March 2026 Tax Collector's Report.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Communications. I have a couple of communications here. And Patty, I will supply you with a copy of these. Saturday, July 11th, the day before the car show, kicking off from the high school, will be a Falls Village to Pittsfield, Mass, approximately 42 miles of bicycle ride put on by the Upper Houstonic Valley Heritage Bike Committee. So they will be asking they haven't asked yet, but they will be asking to utilize Warren Turnpike and Winter Rocks Road. No, no, no. The only one they'll have to ask for is for us is going to be Warren Turnpike because they'll be then popping right on State Road
Water
126.
Street.
Yeah, so that is up there. A letter from our town clerk of Canaan, Falls Village, Johanna Mann, who says, "Dear Dave, there appears to be some confusion about whether I made a request for a family health insurance. This is a formal request. If you need additional justification for my request, please let me know. I appreciate your consideration. Respectfully submitted, Johanna M. Mann." The other I believe a lot of individuals received this from the Falls Village Housing Trust. Your neighbors, we want to keep you informed about the status of the River Road Homes Workforce Affordable Housing. Falls Village Housing Trust has successfully completed the purchase of a 10-acre plot from Habitat for Humanity. Falls Village Housing Trust is ready to proceed with the infrastructure phase of the construction. Starting soon, our contractor, SRC Construction Services, LLC, will begin clearing 5 designated acres. The work will include tree removal, chip, hallway, and stump grinding, as well as road bed construction. Work will take place approximately between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Mondays through Saturdays, and it is anticipated to last approximately 12 weeks. Next steps of site preparation will follow. Falls Village Housing Trust will endeavor to keep you advised as River Road Homes progresses. The work will lead to 16 beautiful rental units for workforce families and seniors. If you have any questions, please contact us at fallsvillagehousingtrust.org. Thank you for your cooperation. J.R. Hanna on behalf of the Board of Directors, Falls Village Housing Trust. We also have a letter from Holter Rule, and it is quite lengthy, but I'm just going to hit a few of the highlights. It is regarding immediate concerns regarding River Road Affordable Housing Development request to pause work. Dear members of the Planning and Zoning Commission, First Selectmen, and Falls Village Housing Trust Board, we, the undersigned residents of Falls Village, living in close proximity to the proposed affordable housing development on River Road, write to you with serious and urgent concerns regarding the project currently underway. We are not opposed to affordable housing in principle. However, we believe that a number of critical legal, safety, procedural questions remain unresolved, and we are formally requesting that all ground clearing and construction activity be paused until these matters are addressed in full and in writing. And Patty, I'll give you a copy of this letter so it will be available, but I'm just going to hit the high points on it. Property and line disputes can work legally proceed. Competitive bidding requirements, federal and state funds. Traffic safety, no licensed traffic study conducted. Working hours, repeated requests ignored, other concerns. Fiscal impact, effect on mill rate and school costs. And I will sum it up with our request in summary. We respectfully but firmly request the following: all ground clearing and construction work on River Road site be paused immediately pending resolution of the issues described in this letter. Written confirmation of clear title and established lot lines before any work resumes. Documentation that federal and state competitive building requirements were satisfied. A licensed traffic impact study to be conducted and shared publicly. A review of working hours for compliance with local ordinances and consideration of neighbors' quality of life, a fiscal impact analysis examining the potential effect on school enrollment costs and town services on the mill rate. And is signed respectfully, Coulter and Katie Rule, Bob Anderson, and immediate neighbors of Lime Rock Station. And copies went to the Office of Attorney General, Affordable Housing Division, and Connecticut Department of Housing. Moving on. For Selectmen's report, and I'm going to look over to you, Chris. Steep
The
grant
steep grant
implementation.
updates. Okay, so we're continuing to formulate requests for proposals for the different projects. I guess the one in front of us right now is the senior center, correct? Uh, we sent one off to the state for review. They kicked it back to us for to review, make some changes to it. And I think we're almost ready for that one to go back to them. That was for the trash compactor. Work on the pool house continues. Chris Wadsworth has pressure washed the siding. It looks like a brand new building. It continues to work on glazing the windows. Thank you, Chris, for that work. The design, sort of a redesign phase for the pavilion is underway through the help from some local people here, Lou Timel at the sawmill, and we will soon will be AEA's working on Allied Engineering is working on the work for the RFP on the salt shed. And Dave got some documentation off to them today that they needed to continue with that. So everything is kind of moving along. It's slow, but we're getting there.
Thank you. Connecticut DOT report on the Cobble Road Bridge. There's only 2 copies because I didn't want to kill too many trees. I have a copy here that we'll make available at the town hall regarding the bridge and the reason why, in fact, we found ourselves in the situation of having to close the bridge. The other copy is with our DPW manager, and he has a copy of it over at the garage, but I will keep a copy here. It is quite extensive, but what it came down to is the bridge is buckling. So it's beyond any structural damage, if you will. We are to the point that it was starting to buckle. Any of you who have been paying attention as you drive by, you'll see crews out there who are doing the design work, and also right now they're drilling for core.
Yeah, doing core testing.
So we're doing all right. We're getting there. Everyone is concerned about their electric bills, but I thought it would be a good thing just to tell you that Eversource sent to all the first selectmen the 2025 Connecticut Reliability Scorecard for their particular town. So if this makes you feel any better about how much you are paying, okay, there's 1,353 customers served in town. And the average customer experienced 1 outage every 7 months. The average customer experienced a 280-minute long outage. This includes the customers in our community that didn't even experience, and I don't understand that. Outages in your community were more frequent than the state average of 1 every 20 months. Your community's outages were longer than the state average of 81 minutes. When an outage occurred, it took Eversource an average of 165 minutes to restore power. 449 customers experienced 3 or more outages. 202 customers experienced an outage that lasted 7 or more hours. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but that's the report.
Nowhere to move but up.
Building official. Jim Clark has officially retired as our building inspector. We will be advertising later this week, looking for another building inspector. In the meantime, we have struck an agreement with the Sharon building inspector, Stan McMillan, who also does our fire marshal's job here in town to take a look at things as they come in. So he's taking care of that in the short term. National Day of Prayer on the Green was on May 7th. There was about 20 people there. Thank those who were there for the day, or I should say for the hour. The Richard H. Stone Memorial account we have established. There is roughly at this point in time $100,000 in that account. He did bequeath more to the town, primarily to take care of the center of town. That meant plantings, some work to be done on the green, and he actually left some drawings uh, with the historical society, believe it or not, regarding what he saw on the green and for Main Street. So we will be utilizing that money for some work on the green. Town meeting. Right now, we're scheduled for Friday, May 22nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Falls Village Emergency Service Center, 188 Route 7 South. 7H, we received a $5,000 active transportation micro grant that goes for bicycle safety. Nikki Blass up at the school will be helping us spend that $5,000 for programs for students. Monday, May 25th, Memorial Day Parade, will be presenting the Community Service Award and Volunteer of the Year Award. And Chair of the Rec Committee, would you like to add anything?
We're having a parade prior to the ceremony, and after that, after the ceremony, there will be a community gathering where we will be providing cookies treats. They don't have to be cookies. That are being donated kindly from the community. And there will be lemonade. I think that's it.
Let's hope it's warm enough for lemonade.
And let's
Because if today's any
Yes.
indication of what the weather's going to be.
However, if it does rain, the Center on Main will be housing the ceremony itself.
All right. Next on the agenda is the Town of Canaan Transfer Station report dated 4/10/26. Waste recycling, MSW 97.51 tons. SSW recycling 18.57. Bulky waste income $2,135. $1,394.82 profit after disposal fees. And we'll add that to our agenda. Usually I ask for the other selectmen's reports, but I don't know if you have anything to report.
Just the fact that we did, the Board of Selectmen decided to approve a $2,000 to expenditure to Cardinal Engineering to submit for a TRIP grant for replacement of the culvert bridge on Cobble Road. And that, let's see, that was a 80/20, correct? 80/20, that grant would cover 80% of that replacement. We decided that it was a good idea to do that because the current grant that the grant that we currently have approved for that or hold in hand for that is 50/50, and the escalated cost of replacing that bridge, we're probably up around 1 million or maybe a little over that. So if we're successful in this 80/20, there would be a reduction in our uh, share of the cost to replace that. The other thing that kind of two things. It's a shovel-ready project, which is huge in their determining the who would get success in receiving that grant. The other thing is Cardinal's assessment of that culvert when they replace the big bridge in 3 years. They're concerned that construction vehicles, whatnot, would be reluctant to go over to use that culvert because of the condition that it's in. So I guess if we're successful, we may want to consider making a temporary repair to the big bridge and still come in under the cost of what both projects would ultimately cost us. So we'll review that when we know whether or not we're successful in getting that grant.
So you mean we'll cross that bridge when we
We'll
get to
cross
it?
that bridge when we get to it. Maybe if we have
Thank you.
courage enough to.
Thank you, Chris. I couldn't let that one go. That was a softball that you threw up there. Our other selectman is on vacation, a well-deserved vacation, and she would tell you get involved in the 250th
Stuff.
celebration. A lot of things will be going on in town. Old business, or I really don't have anything to report on 35 Railroad, Affordable Housing Task Force. They're getting a meeting together. Cobble Road, I think you pretty much, we covered that this evening. The bridge is ahead of where it should be, and the culvert we're looking at. 10, new business, tax rebates and consideration for approval of suspension list. We don't have anything, but what I do want to put up under new business, Chris and everyone here, is when we were asked to cut our proposed spending plan, we searched for where we might be able to find some money. And I hate to say cut corners because we're really not trying to cut corners. But I think we came to an agreement among the selectmen that there was only one place we could look, and none of us were very, very happy about doing it, but it was in the non-recurring capital funds. And I had asked our treasurer bookkeeper to find me $50,000 in there that we could cut this year from our proposed budget. What I'd like to do is vote on this here, and what I want to do is I'll make a motion to restoration of the funds to the non-recurring capital fund for the 26-27 fiscal year in the sum of $50,000 from the proceeds of the sale of 35 Railroad Street. Now, it's not sold yet, the old firehouse, but when it's sold, I'd like to take $50,000 of those proceeds and put it back in our non-recurring capital fund.
So move.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We will be recommended. That's going to be the next.
Oh, sorry.
Don't jump ahead.
The habit.
Okay. I will take a motion now to recommend said move to the Board of Finance.
Second, with some discussion. That it's clear that we this is only a temporary stopgap, and I think they're all aware of that this only moves the can to the next fiscal year. But again, putting the emphasis on a capital plan, functioning capital plan that will help. Hopefully we can help alleviate some of,
Hiccups.
the hiccups, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other business? I don't have anything else.
No,
Public comment.
If I may, the rest of the funds, expected funds from the possible sale of the old fire station. I'm assuming the intent is to put those in the general fund.
Yes, and that would be also after legal fees, whatever the legal fees are.
If you're going to recommend sticking 50,000 into the non-recurring capital funds, why not all of it?
I will take that under advisement, and I would suggest that would be something that you may want to take up with the Board of Finance. I don't find myself at all adverse to that.
Okay, thank you. And am I over my 2 minutes, or do I have another second or two?
Todd, you have another?
you got 29 more minutes before.
Chris, I just want to thank you for all of the abuse you're taking and all of the stresses you put yourself under in these roles. My time in a town-related office has been an incredible wake-up experience. Head shaking in absolute amazement that this organization actually functions. And so, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
for your
Thank you.
time and
It's much appreciated. And when I'm completed with the book, I'll have to share it with you. It's called The Municipal Battlefield.
It's worth writing.
No, someone wrote it. It's I believe the individual was a Delta Force operator who then stepped into municipal government. True. So, okay.
Which
Anything
was
else?
less stressful?
What's that?
Which was less stressful? Municipal opera or Delta operative?
He's saying right now the Delta operative was much more pleasurable, less stressful.
Don't doubt it at all.
It's a good book. Truly called The Municipal Battlefield.
I move to adjourn.
I guess I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much for your time.
So Jim was right. We should be starting our meeting now.
I think as we
And
Recording in progress. 7 p.m., so we're good.
all right.
I will call this Board of Finance regular meeting for May 11th to order. This point, we do not need to seat any alternates, but we are welcoming Vanessa in person and see her on the end. So thank you for being here. Public comment.
Yeah, Peter Jensen here on BB Hill Road. I've gone to a meeting and was told to go to another meeting to get information, pose some questions there. Didn't really get any answers, full answers from those questions at that meeting. So I do have a question here for this meeting, but I want to ask the question beforehand to see if I'm going to get the answers and not just sit here for an hour. So number one, I am looking for what is it? The unassigned funds, or so what do we call that again? No, not the capital reserve. What is the amount
Our
of
general
fund?
the general fund.
So I'd like to know what the general fund is that, or let's say projected for the end of the year, and what it has been over the last 3 years at the end of the year, so I can see the trend line of the general fund, because there is indication that the general fund might be decreased, though it is materially important for the upcoming budget. So that's number one. I would like to get that information at this meeting. Number two, I would like to get information on the non-recurring capital accounts, how much are in those accounts, and similarly, how much money has, I would say the question there is not how much has been trending over the last several years, but rather where are we at in funding those fully 100%, 50%, 25%? Because again, those non-recurring capital accounts are also being discussed as a means of, assisting with let's say the budget for next year. So my question, those two facts, am I going to get those answers here?
We will, I know some of the information is on prior meetings, but I don't know if that's gonna be hitting our agenda from a standpoint of trending the general fund. We'll be discussing that.
The
So it is on the
non-recurring,
agenda.
the non-recurring capital account balances were in the
packet.
in the
It's all in
packet that was
packet. It's
online.
Yeah, so all the information is in the packet from this one.
The one thing you don't get from that, which we don't have yet, but which Ginger and the selectmen are working on, is how much do we need for all those?
Yeah, that doesn't.
But that's in process through the capital plan. So that is in the works. But like she said,
So I can get that information?
it's right online.
It's-
It's in the federal, it's in the reserve and
I got
fiduciary
it.
balance sheet.
Thank you. Okay, so
The
that's
second
not,
half, bottom half of that.
yeah, that's and is this also the general fund
No.
too?
No,
No, so
We'll
where
be
will I
discussing
get that
that.
information and the trend line
It's
there? last
there's
week?
the trend line will not be done tonight. That I can tell you, but we will discuss the general fund balance.
Okay. Okay.
Any other public comment?
Hello, everyone. Thanks. I would normally wait until the end of the meeting to say this, but since you're gonna take action tonight, we take it on the budget, in terms of revenue to the town. I wanted to share briefly my thoughts with you on this one particular issue beforehand. And that's the issue of health benefits for our various town employees. As I'm sure you know, from the meeting last Friday, this has become controversial. There is the suspicion, fear, I'm not in possession of the facts, that these benefits are not being given evenly to employees across the spectrum. I'm not saying that is the case, but there's obviously suspicion that it is the case. And I just want to point out couple of things. One is the amount in question represents almost 10% of the municipal budget. The $240,000 is getting close to 10% of the municipal budget. So this is a material item that deserves close attention. The other thing is, I know the information on this has changed a bit, and I understand this was addressed in the Board of Selectmen's meeting, but the statement was made, whether it is still being adhered to right now, I don't know. The statement has been that we don't have a quote real policy on the provision of health benefits to employees. And of course we do. It's in writing. It was adopted in 2017. And it unequivocally states that in order to get health benefits, if you're an employee of the town, you have to work full-time 40 hours. And the provision for these benefits is only for individual coverage. There's one provision for more than individual coverage in narrow cases of retired town crew employees. So these two requirements, 40 hours for anything, and in no case family coverage, have to be front and center in your deliberations, because I'm not tending to get preachy here, but you folks have to make sure that the budget abides by the policies that the town has adopted. And if you send to the town a budget that is predicated on positions that are in violation of the policies of the town, you're going to get the town in the water. So I hope you'll take that seriously.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
I have one or two questions. I'm just piggybacking on what John said, and we definitely have a policy, and even Dave said it, he didn't deny it, so that's a given. But it relates to a lot more than just health insurance. It's who gets vacation pay, who gets sick pay, what holidays are to be adhered to at the town hall, all of that, and it's all a mess. And to pass a budget before you have a policy in place, in my opinion, is just the wrong thing to do and it's irresponsible. It does not matter if the bills don't go out July 1. I was just saying Bethlehem and Morris and all those guys, their budget didn't get done until mid-June. So the tax bills went out due August 1. Big deal, it's a month. It's more important to get it right than it is to make sure the tax bills go out July 1. My other thing are questions. I know you guys look at the 2025 expenditures on your proposed budget sheet, the budget worksheet, I'm sorry. But the audit says municipal budget for 2025, we spent 2,220,000. This budget says we spent 2,281,000. So this actual for 2025, because we spent $61,000 more than the auditor said we spent. I don't know why. But if you're comparing that line to this coming proposed budget, it's off by 61,000. The other thing is the audit is over, and I brought this up a couple months ago. That 110,000 in payables is still there. When I brought it up last time, they told it was due to an audit adjustment for last fiscal year. So if those payables have actually been paid in last fiscal year, then we're off $170,000 or $50,000. I don't know which way it goes. If you can't have payables on the books in March or April that are for last fiscal year when the audit closed out the year. So I don't know what they are, but those two things, there's $60,000 difference between what the auditors say we spent and what your budget worksheet says we spent for 25. So it's hard to compare apples to apples.
Thank you. Any other? All right, agenda amendments. I'll have two proposed amendments. I'd like to move that we add to report, secretary's reports, D. So if this would be for the special meeting minutes for, right, for May 6th, to approve those. Is there a second?
I'll second it. Sorry,
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna do both together, but that's okay.
I'll do,
Who
I'll
seconded?
do them separate.
I did.
I'll do them separate just to.
Okay.
So I agree with any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And then the second amendment would be to add to, under the treasurer's report, a number 3 for balancing of the treasurer and the tax collector. So we'll do, add that.
So moved.
Second.
Martin? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And communications. That included the letter that I believe we heard Jessica read.
Mhm.
But I included the context, so that will be one of our written communications.
Yep.
From Jessica Dean. And other communications,
We had one from Mr. Jensen.
we did. And I did forward that.
You did. I was like working for it.
Any other? Any oral? Okay. Secretary's report,
I'll move to approve the secretary's report for April 9th, 2026, special meeting minutes, April 13th, 2026, regular meeting minutes, April 27th,
I think we gotta
2026.
do them individually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
April 9th, 2026, special meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wanna keep going?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the April 13th, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Any changes, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Passes. Make a motion to approve the April 27th, 2026 special meeting minutes.
Second.
Either one of us.
Martin.
Take the big.
Go ahead.
Any changes, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
And I move to approve the May 6th, 2026 special meeting minutes.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Patty, can I just say you did a really great job? That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And as I was reading it today, you very good. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Makes it easier.
And as someone who's had to kind of go back into the history of other minutes to get like the policies, the summary at the end about.
Yeah,
action
it was great.
is really helpful.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that would be helpful.
No, it was helpful. That was great. Thank you very much.
Great way to set it up.
Yeah, you did a nice job.
Treasury report. We have obviously the Board of Finance expenditures to date, and that's through March. We have the treasury report through March with the general fund. And we have the balancing, so. I'll entertain a motion to receive.
Do you want all of them received? The full treasurer's report on 2 and 3?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I make a motion to receive the full treasurer's report of those 3 items that are now on the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Discussion, questions. We still have some audit outstanding.
Yeah, there's some accounts rotation over. Working with Debbie to figure. It's all QuickBook converted.
Okay, and we still have, does the Board of Finance still have some outstanding expenses to be reported? You still have some other current liabilities on here that are audit adjustments or
The current liabilities, no.
on the balance sheet?
On the balance sheet, like the
2020, the 20s.
the 20s are their monthly pay to the state. The info resources and stuff to the bottom.
Those are audit. And you still have some and other liabilities that didn't classify. Or 50,000. Under payroll.
Yes, those are. The auditors are working on that because it was diversion from, this last, when I switched over programs, because some was paid in the old program and the new program, so I have some liabilities to enter in their adjustments.
So those will be completed before the end of June. Any other questions?
Nope, thank you.
All those in favor? Receiving,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Thank you for reconciliation.
You're welcome.
Cash collectors.
I'll make a motion to receive the tax collector's report dated as of April 30th, 2026 as presented. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, amazing.
Second.
Second, okay.
Any discussion? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That's amazing.
Everything right now.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yep.
Board of Ed.
I make a motion to receive the Board of Ed report as presented. Dated.
Oh, wait, I'm not there yet. Oh, here it is. Dated
4/29,
29.
2026.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Dave,
I only have one thing for board finance this evening. And, well, actually two things. We received a $5,000 micro grant, once again, for the active micro grant for the bicycle program. Nikki Glass will be doing that. And actually, you have a copy of the check
That's great.
there to receive that today. That's overall, we've received 15,000 from them. And the other
Who is it from?
is from DOT.
Oh, very nice.
We've been able to
Mhm.
actually do a lot with that grant. So we're pretty
That's
happy.
great. Mhm.
Patty, I'm going to ask you to go back to the Board of Selectmen minutes regarding what we had recommended.
You recommended 50,000, right?
Correct.
Let me find it.
And I'll let you read that motion.
Where was it? Oh, here. No, that was him asking why. Um,
I got here.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know where in the notes. Was it the beginning or
No, it was near the end.
near the end? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We have recommended to the Board of Finance the restoration of funds to the non-recurring capital fund in the sum of $50,000 upon from the proceeds upon the sale of 35 Railroad Street.
okay,
No news on that. No negotiations. Right.
No, I spoke with paralegal. There.
Okay.
okay, anything else?
That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, as I've been told, I should only be talking to you about money. So there's two things about money.
Thank you.
Hey, Dave, it's Carl Munson.
It's Carmen.
Two questions for you. So 35 Railroad Street, who came up with the demolition costs on that? That seems very excessive.
I don't believe we came up with a final demolition cost. We haven't sought a demolition cost yet, Carl. I think that one of our selectmen and I believe Chris had alluded to the fact that it might be quite expensive, but we have not looked for a cost for demolition.
Okay. What are the hazardous materials?
I really don't know what hazardous materials are in there.
That'd be
Okay.
vermiculite within the block,
Okay. All right. Yeah, insulation. And then one more item, the power plant infrastructure. Are we going to benefit from any kind of revenue from that tax increase?
Yes, we are. And there is quite a bit of equipment going in there. Our assessor is on it. We can't do anything until the project is completed.
Okay.
It's going to be personal property, and I think that it is going to benefit the town quite a bit.
Okay, that's a good thing.
You have probably looked at some of that equipment going in there. I'm sure everyone has looked at some of that equipment going in there and knowing that it is not just a run-of-the-mill equipment. So we have to wait until the project is completed.
But we'll also have to wait until it is actually officially assessed.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. But this
Okay.
has to be completed first before we can
Right.
officially assess it. So the bottom line is we have heard from several people there. Some are saying they'll be done at the end of this year. Some are saying as early as, I believe, July.
Yeah.
So
That would
it
be amazing.
depends on who you're listening to.
Okay.
I would imagine a lot of the heavy work will probably be done in the middle of the summer, and then they'll be probably connecting a bunch of wires. So,
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you so very much.
okay,
All right.
and we can't estimate what it is.
No. I understand. I just wanted to make sure that the town was going to reap some kind of a benefit for. I mean, that's a large infrastructure that's been created there. You know, it took the quaintness of the power plant and kind of put it on steroids.
Like that. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah. All right.
Is the assessment of that going to be handled solely by our tax assessor, or is there going to be outside help to assess the value?
We'll start with our tax collector. She is very, very well versed in this, and this would not be her first one that she's looked at. But what happens is we get a report from them, what equipment has gone in there, and so on and so forth. We from the project, and I shared that project a couple of years ago. And I don't mean to belabor the point, but we shared the project a couple of years ago, and she looked at that and kind of has in the back of her mind, in our discussions, but we have to wait till it's completed.
But she doesn't do the assessment. She does. She's our assessor.
She's our assessor.
Okay, great.
She may have to take her
Yeah,
assistant along with her.
Right,
but
right.
Right, anything else to add to the selectmen's report?
No.
Okay. Old business. Amy's moving along on policies.
Yeah. So I have shared a draft with Ginger, and whenever you want me to, I can share it with the others.
You can certainly send it. I have not
Okay.
had a chance to digest it fully. I
No
skimmed it.
problem. So I'll send that document. It's a Google document,
Ooh,
and well, no, you mean anyone can access it if I make it so.
please do so,
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
will.
not a Google user.
No problem. And it has it has links so that you can quickly go through the table of contents and back up and stuff like that. So
And can everyone remember to not have email discussion about the
Right.
policy?
Yeah.
right, we'll
Okay.
save it
Yeah,
for a meeting. It's not
Right.
that interesting anyway.
Yeah.
But I did my best to dig.
Thank you.
So and I'll share that tonight.
Okay.
Well, then Dave and I are gonna work on the capital plan in the next few weeks. He's got all the,
Some of the paperwork has probably changed, but
okay.
I'm going to
Well, I
reach
mean,
out
I
to.
just wanna help you start guiding and
Mhm.
Michelle, because we gotta pull something together. You have the baseline now. It's just a matter of putting it together, so we know the potential impact to the town.
Mhm.
Right. Already suspense. So I will open the floor for the budget discussion. I'd like to, rather than just discuss, let's kind of take some action and move it along, if that's okay. I'm open to proposals, motions, and we can go from there.
If I might share with the rest of the board, the CPI from 2020 all the way to this year, 2026.
CPI.
Consumer
Consumer
Price
geez,
Index.
yeah.
So
Oh, it's a hold on.
sorry, Carl.
Sorry.
If we can't share it with you,
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I could take a photo and
Because I have it.
send it to you.
Okay.
No, that's quite all right. I'll get it later.
Okay. Cost went up, I could tell you that.
Mhm.
Surprise.
Thanks, Dave. So, I wanted to, should I share information about the email that I worked on with, the information I worked on with?
Well, I think we should probably open it with a motion and a discussion, if you have a plan of.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay,
And then
then we can discuss. Okay, so, I have a few ideas, but this one is a first one that Michelle was very generous with her time with me on today. I'd like to make a motion that we change in the Board of Selectmen spending plan, I'd like to suggest that we change, health, the, benefits, line, which I think is 1016, health insurance for 2026, 2027. It is currently at 240. I'd like to propose that we change it to around 200,000 roughly. And I'll explain that during the discussion.
So your motion is to change
One
line under 1016 benefits
from 240 to 200,000.
to decrease it.
The health insurance line.
Yes, just the health.
I'll second it so we can get through discussion. Yep.
All right, now we can have the discussion.
Okay, so based on as much detail as Michelle was able to share with me in a limited amount of time about different coverages that we have in place right now for this fiscal year, along with about $4,000 that's pretty stable, it doesn't go up and down for long-term disability and life insurance. The actual, if you just took what we currently have, not adding any plans or anything, just what we currently have, and you add the 11% increase, you get around $200,000. It's not the 240s in here. I think I believe that there may be an error in the projection spreadsheet that she inherited. We didn't have time to look it over. This does not allow for adding a family plan to an employee right now because I am uncomfortable personally with that. However, I did learn something else that I am also uncomfortable about, and that is we already offer family coverage to some people, and 2-person coverage for others, and single person for others. So, I mean, as it was stated earlier, it sounds like we aren't adhering to any policy per se right now, but I don't want to make it worse by adding another family coverage to this.
Amy, so you're suggesting that we simply stay with the health insurance as it exists now without adding any changes in coverage, but simply increase the budgeted or planned for expenses to cover the cost of the increase in policies.
By 11% is what I've been told. Right. And that brings us to
Which is
around
$18,814.
And that can be fluctuating. It's hard to say
Right,
just
yeah.
11%. I know health insurance well enough to know that
Yeah.
it can go up and down, and it can depend on,
Right.
some can go up more, some can go up
Yeah.
less. So
So I could amend it. I
Yeah.
could amend this to 205 if you wanted, but I'm not recommending that we go forward with this budget line at 240 for the 2 reasons. One, well, 3 reasons. One, we can't afford to increase it this year. 2, we don't have a policy to support doing that, adding a family plan. And 3, there seems to be an error in the calculation.
So basically, if we do this, what we're essentially suggesting is that Board of Finance allows a certain expenditure for the healthcare.
Mhm.
If the selectmen choose to go a different route,
They have to stay on the budget.
Or they have to come back later and ask
Right.
for an appropriation.
Yeah, we
But-
are able
But
to
that will
change the
be
number.
but that will be very transparent when that happens.
Right.
So,
And so
Mhm.
my motion is to approve it at 200,000. If, if you're uncomfortable as in the way that you've described, Ginger, you could add another 5 for.
well, you're
contingency.
already at 29,000 more, and at 11%, it would be 18,000. So seems like
Still, and there's wiggle room. Is what you're
there's,
saying.
yeah, it sounds like there's still wiggle room of almost $10,000.
So there you go.
what does it take to find out exactly where we are, what all the errors are, and get all of that corrected?
It's gonna take looking at the spreadsheet, and we just needed more time with that. I'm going away,
Bunch
but
of aggravating digging.
I think
I think there's
more that just with it than just the spreadsheet.
yeah, I mean, the thing that we were struggling with is that 11%, the sum of 11% of each of the parts should
Right.
equal 11% of the whole. Right?
Sometimes, yes.
Always, no, always.
not
No.
in this case, not in
No.
health
Well,
insurance.
that's where I don't understand this, and Michelle
Because I
couldn't
think
show
it's,
me.
I think it's also how we don't have a final number yet. It could swing, if I understand correct.
What could swing?
The number of participants in the plan, the
Yeah, but
utilization.
Yeah, but are we changing the number of
We
participants?
are participants. We're not just the only participants.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about the
The
full
big,
plan.
right,
Correct.
yeah,
Us, we are small part of the bigger
Yes.
picture.
correct.
I see.
And it always comes down to the experience rating. So
Right.
if there's something kind of last
Right.
minute that comes up, that can change your experience rating. There's a whole
Yes.
lot of,
But
There's all of a sudden
still,
a bunch of
the math,
citizens that goes up.
it is
Right.
true that in the math, the sum of the parts at 11% increasing each part should equal at least that math is correct. However, with as regard to this particular line item, your point is that we are subject not just to the math, but also to the global environment of
Correct.
that we participate in.
It's the regional.
Yeah.
it
Okay.
is, yeah.
regional.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mike, so with the motions on the table, I'm happy to amend it if people want, or it can die if you want. I mean, it's seconded, so.
Second, no, I think my personal is, I would be more inclined for one other reason that goes into play that I learned about, but I'm gonna be conservative, which is that we have an employee that we cover under our expense, but is a shared expense with other,
Towns.
With other towns,
Yes.
right?
That's the tax collector.
Yes.
Right.
and that's fine. That's, I can follow that, but I think we should allow for it. We shouldn't be. So I would like to amend the motion and make it to, instead of 200, I'd like to make it 208,000.
Whoops.
Okay, I'll second
That's
amendment.
taking the current expense,
That's fine.
187, and rounding.
I'm gonna second the amendment. I'm cool with that.
So you want to make it 208?
Yeah, 208.
Okay.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor of the amended to 208, the original motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. So on to the original, we've amended the original to be 208. Is there any other discussion?
Okay, so that reduces the budget by 32.
32,000.
32,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we put some of the 32,000 back in the non-recurring capital accounts.
No, because we're gonna consider what they.
We gotta finish this motion first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh, I
okay.
think, did everyone,
Okay, so all in favor of
the amended,
decreasing the 1016 health insurance line to 208,000, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Can we make do we need a formal motion for the recommendation that came from the Board of Selectmen about the sale? Do we need
It's not on
to,
our agenda.
Yeah, right.
I know, but it's about the budget. It concerns the budget.
Yeah,
But it's
Well,
that's
not
not on our
correct.
agenda.
I thought we were talking about the budget though.
Right. No, but we can do that in their June meeting. It's not gonna change anything.
Okay.
Right,
That's
we'll
what-
just put it on the agenda in the June meeting. We're fine.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
The only comment that I'd like to make on that request to take 50,000 from the possible, maybe sometime in the future sale, is to take the entire amount and stick it into the non-recurring capital accounts.
Well, like you
Right.
said, we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
we're gonna
it.
do that in June.
I
We
realize
can talk about it in
that.
June,
I just-
right? Yeah,
Okay,
but we,
cool.
but
So I appreciate the comment, but
just-
we don't
yeah,
have to wait
Want to
for
make a
June.
comment, I realize I have to wait.
Thank you.
I figured out this process slowly.
You're doing fine.
Yeah.
Doing fine.
So I don't have any other recommendations for budget changes other than the one that we made. I actually think that the Board of Selectmen did an incredible job. And they are maintaining a standard that we appreciate and benefit from for running the town, of course. I didn't know if other people had other items because I know that we have talked about, well, why would we approve something that we don't usually end up spending? And Michelle did she went and she did as we requested and put the estimated expenditures in there so that we could better understand, well, is something way out of line? We understood from her when she presented this to us that there are some expenses that are going to come in very late because they always do, and so that's why she has those projections in there the way they are. So
right,
I don't have any other amendment
don't
to
either.
the budget.
That was, you hit the only one that I had. Yeah.
Are we, just a question before I make a motion myself. Are we looking for even small changes or are we looking for just big swaths here?
I think the floor is open for,
Anything.
yeah.
I've got a couple, one small one, one larger one.
Okay,
I move to reduce the food scrap collection line on series 6001 waste management to $1. In this budget.
what's,
Is there a second?
I'll second it to get it
6,000.
so we can talk about it.
Yes, it's a reduction down to $1.
Whatever.
So reducing it by 7,055.
can you give the rationale for that?
Yeah.
Yes, if this is the year to have to spend the money on that. I don't think it is.
Just
I think
fiscally
the town has and I understand the Board of Selectmen's position on maneuvering to get something working with either HRA or NRA. But I feel like the town folk have a option with animal farms to get rid of their food scraps.
Yeah.
No cost to the town. Now, is it state approved and all that stuff? If we're looking at just pure food scrap collection and getting rid of your compost, it's a good option. And
Yeah.
it saves us $7,055.
So has anything happened at the transfer station towards making this happen yet? Like I never go there. I have no idea.
Well, come on down.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Well, there's a container, but there's no socialization of what that container is for yet with public. There's been no.
But what kind of money did we
It's a
spend?
lot of money for the container.
Chris, the container was, if I may,
was covered
under the steep grant.
under the steep grant. And I don't believe the policy hasn't been
Established.
established yet because we're still kind of in the throes of it. I think more at some point, Tom, I think we need to limit the tonnage that goes in and this is one way.
I agree.
Mhm.
So Tom Wilson, the citizen, thinks it's a great idea. Tom Wilson Board of Finance is looking for opportunities to sort of say, this is not the year.
Sure, I
So-
understand.
And I understand that if you negotiate with HRA or NRA, and they can actually, because I understand that they're at full capacity, but if they can actually take us and they require a food compost program, then the Board of Selectmen can come back to the Board of Finance and get it. If it's gonna take to move that. But I understand your point about tipping fees and the cost of tonnage, I get all of that. However, we're not there yet. And we have to make some calls this year. So that's my
Yeah,
recommendation.
I think also to your point about generating capital for the town, maybe pay as you play. Maybe we need to look at that, but,
Chris, do we have any idea what and how much a food scrap collection might save us in other areas of that budget? That was
would be in the tipping, the tipping portion.
Reducing the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, I know that,
Right.
but what kind of a dollar amount
We
potentially?
started, no, to answer your question, no, we started a policy, and the bear got in and tore the cage all apart. And we kind of pretty much had to end, and,
But it did reduce the cost, and
Yes,
that's
it did.
why it was worth exploring again, because it
Mhm.
actually made a dent. But
The-
but the motion on the table is.
Just as an additional side note, there has to be a certain level of participation for it to pay for itself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So to talk to Salisbury, they're getting grants to keep it running because I don't think they're making that money back. So it is a kind of a cost loser to some degree. It's the right thing to do, and I get it. And I think it's what we should be aiming towards. I just don't think it's this year's the right year, unless you need it to turn the tables on HRA.
So I have one more question around it. Is that not approving this going to affect the steep grant? Because if it was
We have
part
2
of.
years to do the steep grant.
4 years.
4
to
years.
implement
Okay,
this.
oh, okay, all right.
Good question.
But I will,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
We're almost there.
Right.
But Tom, I mean, that's your position, and I
Mhm.
kind of, I understand it. I understand your position.
Though we do have to leave the door open. And I say that again because as you articulated, should this be required if we get together with the NRRA joining with the HRRA and it's required, then we're going to have to come back and revisit and see how we can
Right.
do
Hence
this
the
in the
reason-
most economic way.
Right, hence the reason to reduce to $1 and not get rid of the line altogether.
Can we do all of the administrative procedural stuff to start implementing this thing without actually implementing? There's some policies and there's some work that needs to be done behind the scenes.
Right, yeah.
We do.
Can we do that
craft
this year? And does that carry a cost?
Well, if
And not to put it on paper.
if citizens learn about it and they want to start depositing it, then it has to be carted away, which costs money. So we have to be careful
Right.
when we.
So that's this.
So we can do all of the work that basically allows it to say, yes, we're in a position to implement a plan essentially immediately.
As a matter of fact, I understand we're seeking a grant for that.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of reducing the food scrap line under the 6001 series to $1, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed?
I have one more and that's it. So it's a small one, but I just wanted to, as long as the description of these line items are accurate.
That's what line item you're talking about.
4001 series, Recreation Commission.
Mhm.
Let me get my correct here. Hold on, let me find the other one here.
Just look to the other page.
No, I'm good. I just gotta. Let's see. I'm sure I felt it. Okay, so I move to reduce the FVRC program summer program, which are supplies for Creative Kids Club, to $1.
Yeah, it's not,
Page, well, my old budget page.
It's
it's
nine.
the old, it's not on the new one, it's on the. I just realized it wasn't, so we have to.
Page 9, the old one. It's
It's
the
page
third
9 in the
line
middle.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Kid club payroll?
So the FVRC program,
It's the
summer
second
program,
line under the, on
Right here.
page 9.
Payroll. Yep.
which is described for summer programs, supplies for Creative Kids Club.
It says payroll on it. Why?
Yeah, it says payroll.
No.
Why does it say
No.
that?
Oh, next page. Oh, okay.
Oh,
FVRC.
okay.
Oh, there, thank you, thank you.
Got it. See it.
Yeah.
I see it.
Do I need to?
You gotta look up here.
Yep.
Do I need to restate
You're-
my motion?
I will.
Yes, please.
Sure, go ahead.
So my motion was to, under series 4001, Rec Commission,
Mhm.
to reduce the RC program, summer program line to $1. So that's a reduction of 3,120.
Is there a second?
Second.
And the rationale behind that?
If assuming, since Kids Club is not budgeted this year, it's at $1, and why would we need supplies for that program? That's the description I'm going with. The description is incorrect,
right.
And I need to know that.
We do have to chair
Right.
the rec committee.
Is that supplies for Creative Kids Club alone?
No, because it does say. And other programs.
So what other summer programs do we have?
Are we talking about programs that are run by a person? Like a program director?
I don't know.
It just
I'm
says-
asking, it just says supplies for Creative Kids Club and other programs for summer, it does say summer programs.
Well, there is no Creative Kids Club anymore.
Right.
At this point.
Right.
And we just put in place the rec director who is looking to create more summer programs that are going on at the pool. But at this time, there is only one program that may or may not need supplies.
What program is it that may or may not need supplies?
Swimming.
Aquatic. What is it?
Swimming lessons?
Aqua science, thank you.
Oh,
Right.
It will jump around.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that come out of
Swimming.
wouldn't that come out of the equipment and supplies line already? Balls, pools, pool toys, life preservers, kickboards,
No,
etc.?
because that is a separate program. That is specifically for the toys that are used by the young people that come to the pool and the balls. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, just
Balls, those are
there's
all not for specific programs. And that is what that line was more specific to,
so you have
but that is.
multiple supply lines, that's all.
And I do have a question since you brought up recognition. In terms of,
Let me,
go ahead,
let me finish the motion.
sorry.
Right.
And then,
We can wait until the very end.
okay,
I'm gonna write it down.
It does seem like we could reduce it. I don't know if I want to go to $1.
Can we go to leave hundred and
you can
twenty-five?
amend the motion.
Yeah.
Go to 125 is
I don't know,
consistent with
I'd like to amend the
expenditures.
motion,
Yep.
not to reduce it to $125, so they have like something in there.
Second that.
In a second, okay? To 125. So. Any discussion on the amendment? All those in favor of amending the original motion to reduce the line of FERC programs, summer program to 125, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Back to the main motion, which is now to reduce the summer program to 125. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Right. She passes.
Well, that got us another $42,055.
So 42.
Yep.
Okay. So I have to.
Mm-hmm. So that's this.
Anybody else?
No, I don't think that's.
So what did that do over here?
Yeah.
I was just like,
So any other discussion? On the budget
yes.
report.
Oh, you mean motions?
Any other motions, any
Mhm.
other?
Yeah. Um. I would like to make a motion that we consider changing our policy of keeping the general fund at 12.5.
Anything more on the budget?
Oh, okay,
Then we'll get to the general fund.
sorry. Very good.
Oh, really?
So I do, on the budget, I do just need to say, that I did have a taxpayer who approached me, who felt very strongly that we should return the funds to the, capital reoccurring accounts, that we should, instead of taking that 50,000 out, I said that I would bring it up. I didn't think that there would be a lot of support for it, but
And you can lay it on the table if you want.
You want to know big?
I don't necessarily feel. We have this motion from the,
I had a conversation with probably that same person.
right.
You know, I not no offense, but I love that the sale of the railroad street is a very motivating to sell it is, you know, we're very motivated to sell it.
Right.
If we can use that money in the way that we really need,
Mm-hmm.
in the way, even in the way the Martins were, you know, thinking, you know, that's
motion, I would not support that because we have a road to
right.
Right, well,
Yes.
that's where I was
Yeah.
feeling about it. So but I did say I would bring it up, so I felt compelled to do so.
That's nice.
So are we ready to move it to town? So
Yeah, I think
I
so.
feel ready to do that.
Yep.
I have a bottom line of 2,000,000,
Yeah, I just wrote it.
503.
I have, yeah, I
382.
also do.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah,
have.
too.
Can you repeat that number, Ginger?
2,503,382.
Yeah, that's actually. So I will make a motion to move the proposed spending plan, right? It's spending plan. Of $2,503,382 to town meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Vote. Now, we talk about the general.
Yeah, I would,
I guess we should start with where are we, where we're right now with it. As a balance.
it looks like our general fund balance projection.
Yeah.
I believe the last projection we got was $912,944. But I would like us to, remember that it is likely that we will be adding another, $84,000 that we will not have appropriated from our general fund appropriation this year into the general fund. So I just you wanted to know what we were projecting. There you go. So that, and if I did that, that brings it to 996, 944. Almost a $1,000,000.
So what are you proposing?
And what percentage does that get us to?
Oh, hold on a second. It's not right. It's not right.
I have us using 134,000 right now of our current corporations in the current year. Is that what you have?
Nope, I just messed something up. So, One second.
So we're looking to reduce the requirement, certain, the 12.5%.
Um, to 11.5%, which would mean that we would contribute around 225, 835 from the general fund. And that would bring the mill
That
rate,
was if we don't increase the mill rate or with increasing the mill
it
rate?
would increase the mill rate by approximately 1 mil, which a 1 mil increase is,
And we won't know
very
until
low.
a couple weeks from now, or from it's Friday too,
Right.
in case there's any other activity.
Right, there could still be changes at the meeting.
Yeah, but it's like a 4.6% increase in people's property taxes is what it would turn out to be for people.
And I think that was the purpose of the CPI being
Mhm.
presented, was the
Right.
fact that
Perspective.
the perspective that we have.
My feeling is that the general fund is, it is important to build it up and to have it there for emergencies, especially when times are very tough. But I also think it is there to be used. And at the same time, I also recognize that, property taxes are not gonna stay at the same level when, as you said, the expenses in the world are going up. Plug in. So anyway, there is the motion. Was it seconded?
You never said what's the motion actually.
I'm moving that
No
the, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm making motion that we change the policy of the general fund, uh, allocation. The general fund can go as low as 11.5% of our operating budget. Right now, it's at 12.5%. And it doesn't give us.
I'll second it so we can have some conversation.
Really, the discussion point I had is that there was some brief conversation about using some of the general fund for things like the STIF program to gain some quick revenue. And if you drop that down to a level, and there was talk of maybe taking that 1% and using it, so if you drop it to 11.5 from 12.5, that kind of stymies a little bit.
I haven't heard of using the general fund for stiff investment. I had heard of using our, we have reserve accounts and things.
Okay.
It
So
It would be any available
funds.
cash.
Okay.
Right, for
Right.
short-term investment.
But yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
about 26 days that you're tying up that money and then
Yes.
it becomes available again.
Yeah, the
Yes.
general fund's great for
Or
cash
you look
flow.
at other things like a different bank, a capital, some other type of bank that offers a short-term high yield,
Right.
whatever. Interest bearing.
Okay.
Right.
So
I better understand.
Mhm.
right now we have about $481,000 difference to make up between the budget and
Right.
projected.
Yep.
Revenue.
Now, I'm just, I don't know, was the motion, you did second
Second
it?
it, yeah.
That's
So-
it.
Yeah, just, for perspective, if we don't do that, we keep our policy in place. It means it's not a catastrophe either. It means that we contribute around $153,800 from the general fund, and it can stay at 12.5%. And that would mean that the mill rate would increase about 6.72%. I mean, not the mill rate, the people's
Contribution.
contributions, their payroll taxes. would go up 6.72%.
No, they're property tax.
Property taxes.
Right,
Yep, yep.
Paying
yep.
out enough money for payroll.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, thank you, thank you. P taxes. Yeah, so, there's, I have looked at it both ways.
Mhm.
It's not a huge savings, but it's a little, it does, it's more than a percentage difference. It's almost 2% difference for taxpayers in their property tax expense.
Right.
And the 84 you're talking about, where is that coming from again?
So we had allocated, in our budget, uh,
Is it the 218 from last year?
yeah.
Right, and so,
We're using some of it,
Mhm.
but in speaking with our treasurer, she thought safely and
Conservatively.
conservatively, we'd be returning around 84,000 roughly.
Okay. Okay, so I'll make sure I was clear where that was coming
yeah,
from.
I mean, we won't know until, it will be clearer later,
right,
but so good question.
right. And we know we won't be getting likely be getting unexpended funds returned from either the high school or Kellogg.
There are
Yeah.
sometimes what does happen for those of you who haven't been doing this much on the Board of Finance, there does come a point during the summer often where there's we overspend in some areas and underspend in others, and then we move things
Right.
around a little bit. But sometimes there are unexpended funds, and it will impact the general fund for the fiscal year. But this is our best
Right.
guess. No, nothing is set in stone. Our spending plan is not set in stone. Our revenue projections are not set in stone. These are all our very best guesses and hopes.
We're actually making those calls before we actually have a firm number, which was tough.
It is. It gets a
It
little
is, but I
better
think,
down the road.
I do think that, you can make an educated guess and educated, kind of like take the risk because we have enough good data that has come through, conversations
Yeah.
with people about, how much of their budget they really are gonna spend.
I'm so grateful that we switched to QuickBooks because Michelle has been able to be so responsive to at least my questions.
Right.
It's been very,
Well, I've been
very
calling with
helpful.
questions
mine.
too.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's so patient.
So she's fielding questions
So
from
are we
all of
ready
us.
to vote on
The motion.
this
I think,
motion?
I feel ready to
One
vote.
last question, what was the recommendation from King and King for us to maintain?
10 to.
Is it 10 or 12?
No, it's
No,
higher.
it was 12 to
It's
15. I
10.
12 to
think.
15.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
high.
I saw it when I reviewed the minutes, Pat had listed it.
It was
Right.
higher,
It
definitely
was,
higher.
yeah, it was higher.
There, and then
But-
Yeah, it's higher because of us being smaller and
Right.
having less
More-
resources.
So we're gonna dip a little under the recommendation.
Not a lot.
There have been times when we've had hardly anything in there. And there
Yeah.
have been times where we've gone as low as 8 and 10%.
Mhm.
Not recently, but it's happened. It's a tough year.
Right.
And I am looking forward to your Blue Ribbon Committee.
That's true. And I called it Blue Ribbon.
That's
Right.
good.
So
Earning for
shall
money.
we call for a vote?
Yeah.
All those in favor of reducing the general fund reserve, the general
Fun.
The maximum.
fund to maximum is 2 or minimum is 11.5%. Please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
I. I'm on the opposed.
You're
So
on
nay.
the list.
Okay.
Nay,
So
I'm
let me
sorry,
just-
whatever.
You're
no,
fine.
let
Can
me
you
just-
clarify? You want to go
call-
around?
Yep, I gotta call for a vote. Carl? Is that an aye or a nay?
No, it's an aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Martin,
No.
I'm gonna say no. Okay, so the ayes have it. So,
It doesn't mean that we'll do it. It just gives us the
The
option.
flexibility, right?
any other business?
Here, are you also moving the LHK budget and the Region One budget to town meeting?
Well, not the region, right?
Yeah, we have to move them all.
You have to move both.
We
Yeah,
do.
well, all right,
Yep. Hold on, let me find.
I have the number for the regional budget, I mean, the LHK budget.
What's the number for
Oh,
the two combined?
Right, but we have to say them
yeah,
both.
same
Right, you have to
thing. So
break them down.
I'm
somebody
sorry.
start.
I don't have
The
it.
LHK budget,
Well,
I'm
Amy,
sorry.
you're gonna make the motion?
please.
No,
I'll make,
Andrew,
I'll make the
somebody-
motion and Dave, you can read the, no, the amounts.
The amended budget that we received, amended proposed budget from the chair was $2,449,328.
Yeah.
That's according to the sixth draft, and if I believe I'm correct on that.
Dated May 8th. Right.
Yes, that was the worksheet she gave us that day.
2,449,328
Yeah.
to move to
Town meeting.
town vote.
And the region, oh, I'm sorry.
And Andrea, you've moved that motion,
Correct.
and who seconded it?
I will.
Any discussion? All those in favor of moving the Kellogg budget of 2,449,328?
Yeah. I have it.
Town meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
I,
Opposed? Okay.
And I make a motion to move the Region One budget at $1,752,589 to town vote,
to town meeting.
town meeting.
Second.
Second, Martin?
They can't, but you still have to do it.
Okay.
It's a formality.
You put combined and then you break the two of them down.
Right.
Any discussion?
No,
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion passes.
So
Any other business?
I actually just have some information, like, because we'd had a lot of conversation around the 2% that the education budget that they could hold back each year. And we were all kind of asking at the meeting, like, how much was that? I heard that that question. So I did ask Michelle to get the number for how much. So this past year, actually, the Canaan Board of Ed didn't actually ask for their 2%, but the year before they did. So that amount was, Michelle,
It was like 30,000
right?
100.
And then
That's what they could have asked for.
no, they did, but then this past year they didn't actually ask for it. So it went back
It
to the general
accumulated.
fund. No, it went back to the general fund because they didn't write a check for it. I think it's also important to recognize that that money, although Kellogg has, they are saving it to work on their building project, their roof project. It can go towards lots of things in education, so it's not a building fund. So that should answer your question, Mr. Jensen. It's not actually a building fund. It just is an appropriation that they can use for lots of different things. And they're doing a very nice thing for all of us so that we don't have to take that money or bond that money, as taxpayers. So I think it's important to recognize that. I did ask Sam Herrick also, like, how much was their 2% that they held back? And he said it hasn't actually gone to audit. He couldn't give me last year's number because it didn't go to the audit yet, but
24 and 25, you mean?
but he gave me the 23, 24, which was $1,920
For Region One.
for Region One. So that was a lot. That's a lot of money. And I'm not sure what exactly that they use that for.
Or even if they use it.
Right. But the one thing, a comment that was made at our hearing the other day that was a little upsetting to me was the feeling, I mean, I get where it came from, but it was still upset me that these Board of Educations would be looking to kind of, pad their budgets, so then they would under expend, so then they could keep that money. I actually think we need to, we've had really great people on our boards of education. I found it a little bit insulting, and I think that we should have confidence in the people that we voted for, that they're doing this, in the best interest of our community. And that if they budgeted for it, they intended to spend it for educational purposes.
Yeah, I mean, they're taxpayers too.
They are, exactly. So I just wanted to kind of make that comment. And then the only other thing is, I know that our next meeting will not be on Zoom, but I do think when we have people from the community who comment in Zoom, we have to be really careful to make sure that those people actually are taxpayers in this town, and that we identify that before their comments. So I know that's more work for you, Patty. It's a lot, but I just want to be careful that we're doing that so that we don't get ourselves kind of in trouble.
May I ask something about that? And whatever the answer is, it's fine. So the town meeting won't be on Zoom.
It'll be recorded, but
It
not on
won't be
Zoom.
on Zoom.
Right.
The Board of Finance meeting that follows immediately after, can that be on Zoom? So that I can participate or not?
There's no reason why it can't that I'm aware of. The reason we do the town meeting
Yeah, of
in
course.
person is because
There's
only
vote.
electors can
Yeah.
can
It's gonna
vote.
be like 3 o'clock in the morning for
Yeah,
you.
at midnight.
You should.
Figured it out already.
I don't have a problem with that. if
Or-
that-
I think we've done that in the past, if I'm not mistaken, but
Yeah,
to have it set up,
I think we did it in the past too.
right?
I didn't want to
Yeah.
assume.
Right,
Mhm.
let's just make sure we warn it properly.
Yeah, we have.
Well,
Okay,
you have to warn your
Yeah,
meeting
yeah, done that, yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's a subsequent to the town meeting.
correct, that's what I mean,
Yes.
yes, so it's gotta be warned appropriately.
Okay, thanks. And thanks for your comments too.
Public comment.
Oh, I have one more.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
So as we move forward, and we're going through the new budget cycle, is it possible for us to somehow get in our financial packets anything related to the steep grant, what's been used, what's coming next, so that we can actually see it? Because it's sort of in the documents we
It's an
get,
enigma.
it's kind of a black hole.
Yeah, it goes.
Okay, and it's a big chunk of money that's sitting out there that, we kind of worked around this year during the budget cycle, but, I had some questions about it going into this cycle.
Let's take
Um,
your request.
yeah.
And then in June, we'll put it formal,
Fine.
formalize it.
Fine.
But we're asking informally right now.
Thank you.
And maybe even make it a standing agenda item.
Yeah, I mean, we should have a picture of
We'll
what's
have to
happening.
formally.
Well, it's also hard to support it when we don't actually
I just
know
want to know more about it.
Right.
As
and what they
things happen.
need and the
Yeah.
details
So we'll
around
put it on
it.
June's agenda then?
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other? Open up to public comment.
Yeah, Mr. Jensen here, did I hear correctly that there will be a budget surplus, anticipated budget surplus of 84,000 that will be going back into the general fund? Is that what,
Yeah.
what was what was the 84,000? Where was that coming from?
It's what won't be expended
Won't be-
from the general fund appropriation from last
Oh,
year.
oh,
And it's estimated
It's an
at this
estimate.
time.
Estimate.
okay, yes. Okay, so that's not reducing the general fund. It's not coming from
No,
the current budget.
No,
Okay, sure. Okay, and then, which meeting do I attend to get the, general fund budget, or general fund, numbers, the trending over the last 3 to 5 years?
I think you'd have to go see Michelle.
Come see me.
Just come in,
Yeah.
no meeting.
No
just
meeting.
come see you.
Just come see me.
Oh, that's-
Right in here.
That sounds.
Okay.
And would you also then be, having any information on how much funded the reserve funds are, like to a certain percentage? Do we have like an understanding of how much is needed in the reserve?
Not
fund?
yet, that will come from the capital plan, that'll be part of the
That's
capital
okay.
plan.
Mhm.
Then you'll have that answer of where are we at and what would be.
When would that be?
Don't have a date yet for you.
But they're gonna be meeting on it in May
Yeah,
this month.
I can set my planner now. Thank
okay.
you.
Other comments?
Question, the power plant and the assessment increase, to the town. Made me think of a question that hopefully Steve or somebody can answer. It sounds as though there's not any income coming to town for any sort of building / electrical permits. I mean, I know they're not putting up a building, but there are, I mean, immense electrical charges, and it may fall under state because of who's doing it, but it's in our locale. So is there a permit taken out?
I asked the same exact question and I got told it. I got told it's Pura,
It's pure.
it's under Pura.
So Peter can pay us the money?
You're to pay us the money.
Has Pure reduced our electric bills?
Yes. So they say.
I was like, we haven't seen it, but they said they did.
Good to get that in writing from somebody, because a lot of this stuff, you know, and I had no doubt that that is what's told to our town. But sometimes it's good to do our due diligence and follow up to make sure that it's actual, because that's a substantial amount.
I was told by somebody that it might not be good to get them all worked up about how much they're going to end up having to pay us, like, and starting getting kind of defensive about assessments and stuff. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with this.
It is what it is, in my opinion, and
Okay.
they owe what they owe, and I do feel as though even under Pure, there should be some, even like a pilot, you know, maybe in lieu of tax, something that can help the town on that. Even if we're not expending, it's in our town. So, you know, we want to produce income for our town. Let's
In lieu
just
of
do our due
tax.
diligence to make sure there's not low-hanging fruit sitting there.
Cool.
Especially since we had such a terrible rating for our electricity and the staff. Right, yeah, it was terrible. So I think we should get something.
Thank you.
Sorry, I tried to follow along with changes. I know that the Board of Finance, got the Board of Selection for $100,000 reduction in their spending proposal plan. What was the final tally? With,
Total reductions?
yeah. Or it's that
Well,
100,000.
What was it?
Where is it?
Something?
Well, how much did you give us 57, right?
54.
54, and then we had another 42 today.
I'll say close though.
Pretty close,
Mhm.
yeah.
I tried, so I just.
No, it's okay.
On the rec commission reduction, it made me think of something, and I may not be accurate on this, but I think I heard that the increase was due to trying to increase programs for the town, which are actually income producing, to offset that cost. Unfortunately, even though that money goes back to the general fund, it doesn't, you have to lay it out in the proposed budget. And I don't know exactly if it's at that line, but I have heard that discussion, which just kind of leads me to the thought that maybe, and I didn't do it with planning and zoning, but maybe really ought to look at the narrative lines. Because I think I would be best led by that too. And if I didn't have a little bit more of a bird on my shoulder, I may not have known that. So maybe next fiscal year, we just really should be, maybe go out to the departments and say, hey, this is.
Update your narratives, but
Yeah.
make sure they're clear and they're concise with what.
Yeah, and you know, and another, again, these are just random thoughts. And these are great work that you're doing, but you know, it'd be great if you have these questions, if you could go to the commission to, it's, nobody has the time for it, but if you know, say if they could have that answer for discussion. And that's what happens when I was talking about the budget season, it all gets squished down to this last few meetings, but That's that. And thank you. I have just a couple more items. Just keep in mind that grant matching, yeah, I love the idea of the Board of Finance being involved and where the steep is, where it's going, what it's been spent, what it's looking like. Because it just is more knowledge around town so that everybody knows what's going on. And, you know, I think it's obvious that from the work that happens every year, because we don't have enough money, that we need these grants to keep coming in if we want to do improvements to our town. If we want to keep it static, well, we don't need to worry about it. But realistically, we should have growth, we should have improvements, and these grants are going to be that. So I love that idea. Um, I really hope I stated at the last meeting, I really hope that the town in maybe for the next fiscal year, and I'll try to do some research as well, what's available out here for independent financial, I said consultants, and I'm kind of ignorant in this, may not be the right term, but a person that can come in and give a cold look at our town, just to make sure that the choices we're making and the numbers that we're using and whatnot is really the best way, or is there an alternative way to look at that? So I hope that we can kind of keep that fresh in our minds as a town to do that. And lastly, I don't know if it's possible ever to keep our tax rate at zero, at least for long. But I just want to say tax increase in this town looks inevitable. I mean, there's no way around it. And I hear, oh, well, everything has gone up. So of course our budget is going to go up. Makes sense, right? That's logical. But keep in mind that somebody on fixed income or somebody that struggles to meet their financial obligations, it's just one more thing going up on top of the groceries, on top of the heat, on top of their medicine, on top of their health insurance, on top of their hearing aids, on top everything, right? So it is a significant amount. And I say that, so I hope that us as a community, we don't lose a town member, because what will happen is we have something unique in this area about pride and fiscal pride and meeting our obligations to our taxes, right? So people will pay their tax, but at a cost of food, heat, electricity, medicine. And I really think it's on all of us to keep an eye on our neighbor, and that's just a generic term, to make sure we don't lose increases. And maybe we should be doing it all along anyhow, just with the economics where they are in this town. So I'm gonna really try to keep track of those that I'm aware of, and I ask everybody in this room, if you just try, that's all we do is try. And just getting off my soapbox, so thank you.
I don't have hearing aids.
What?
I have comments. Sorry. I'm just piggybacking on what Greg said, and so maybe being proactive and going to the departments and asking. The rec commission that was cut their supplies to $125. They spent $2,212 in 2025. I'm guessing the summer program purchases are made in June. That's why the year to date is so low. So now those supplies that they needed for this summer, they can't have because their budget was just cut to $125. So,
Or we get donations.
or they have to go out and seek donations. So I'm just thinking that was not well thought out. And the food scrap thing, I've been researching grants, as Dave knows, with Greg. To have no money in there means you can't start a program, getting the baskets, getting the bags, doing an education program. Which leads to funding for hauling, which leads to funding for storage, which leads to funding for all of that, and that's been wiped out. So now we can't do it. So we're really being, what's that saying? Penny wise and pound foolish. I mean, I don't know where the rec commission's coming up with another $3,000, and the food scrap program grant has pretty much just walked away. And we have to give an update to Steve. And January, we've had the food container for, I don't know, 6 months. So it could put a real damper on the $1 million we would apply for this year, actually. So hopefully somebody can come back to the Board of Finance maybe for another appropriation. That's.
Tuesday.
Thank you. Anything else? And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
I.
Hey.
If I can find this. It's fine. Find it. Show on that day.